Aries, hello and welcome to your reading for August 8th through the 16th. Let's dive right in. So your ruling planet is in the sign of Gemini. So that's your third house. You might have a bit of ferocity in how you're communicating. You may not be mincing words, or you might just be striking genius. We have the King of Coins. You or somebody who you are involved with might well see this in you. They might well see how much you are balancing out your ability to get things done, to be that fiery, passionate person. And this is allowing for you to, I would either say make a lot of money or build a foundation to do that. So we have Ace of Coins. So King of Coins, Ace of Coins. And this is a hand coming out of a womb-like enclosure from Salvador Dali's collage. He actually, I don't know which art collection he had access to, but I think it was like the Rijksmuseum. The book details it, but he basically built a collage and added gouache drawings to all of the collages he made. We have the High Priestess, the Seven of Wands. I love this card. And we have the Eight of Swords. So there is a lot to boil down. Let's see. I wanted to work with the Mother Peace Tarot for you all for this week. And we have Mars coming into an exact conjunction with Jupiter. So you all are feeling free, untethered, and ready to, I would say, expose your talents to the world in a way that reverberates out. Jupiter will do its dance over the next decade, and basically where we are now and where we're going, even in a year's time, will be ultimately different and very much depending on the steps that we're taking every single day. So on Tuesday the 13th, there is an exact conjunction. Sorry, it's going to fall overnight for those of you guys on the East Coast, but for us on the West Coast, it'll be late in the evening. And I would say it takes about 24 hours for any true changes to be notable. Let's see. Oh yeah, Mars is going to dash past Jupiter. Wednesday the 14th, let's go back 12 hours. So about about 10 a.m. on the 14th of August, there's going to be this shock doctrine of spirit, of intuition, of heightened abilities. And I sense that it's going to be something that either has you feeling like your foundation is well stabilized and structured, or it's not. And for those of you guys who don't have that sturdy foundation, the High Priestess is saying, yeah, Eight of Swords, for that to come up twice in the reading, we need to make sure that we are not confining ourselves to someone else's stories, someone else's ideas for us, someone else's poverty gospel is something that came up for me quite a bit when I was thinking of Aries today. Yep, we got the Tower with this Ace of Coins, and then we have the Two of Cups, which feels really beautiful with the High Priestess. So for the Tower card to strike with this Ace of Coins, it might be that some of us have inherited beliefs about reality that do not suffice. They won't take us to the next level of where our creations want for us to go with them. And I love the idea that our ideas choose us based on the level of intention, the level of support, the level of innovation that we're going to give to the ideas. And it might be that you have been ignoring reality, you've been playing Delulu because you have the North Node in conjunction with Neptune. I'm not kidding. And you've been ignoring the fact that you've gotten feedback in certain areas you didn't want to budge on, or that you have a lot of intel, you have a lot of genius, but you've been bottling it up. You've been storing it away, and you've been sort of having a heyday everywhere else, partying and discoing your booty off because you feel like, hey, no one's ready for me. I'm next level. But it's like, no, baby, you're going to get a harsh awakening because you have something to give to the world that you haven't been. So beautifully enough, serendipitously enough, the High Priestess with the Two of Cups is saying that you're going to have someone extend a cup to you. They're going to help you to dive into the intentions behind maybe a new chapter in your life, turning a page with your gifts, skills, abilities, and allowing for people to see you We have the Hawthorne. She's kind of cut off, but it looks like the little crown of Hawthorne, and she looks like Magdalene dressed up in her blue. And this Two of Cups with the mer people and some dolphins. I literally have my dolphin bracelet on. I'm an Aries rising. They're asking us to have joy in this meeting. Whatever comes through as far as meeting with other minds and collaborating and connecting the dots, coming together with people, it's for our awakening. The Six of Wands, yoni's out, sun's out, yoni's out. With the Seven of Wands, I love that there's a sequential step of receiving information, letting it digest, letting it come into a synastry with how we communicate it. I went into the astrology in my podcast yesterday, and I said that in traditional astrology, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which our talents are getting a revamp in how we express them, how we utilize them for daily life, as the Mercury is retrograding into Leo, but it won't reach Leo until, let's see, I wrote it down on my calendar today. Until the 14th. So that is Mercury Day. And from there, we're going to have to, I love on this card, I'll cover up her privates because I want you guys to be able to see all the details. You see how there's a lion and there is a octopus in the corner of this card. It's like she's taking all of these parts of herself and learning how to deliberately combine the elements in a way to where she has 4 arms and 2 legs. So she's mutating in order to reach her goals. So the things that we've been told and fed about our gifts, skills, abilities, maybe we needed to be seen and not heard growing up, we need to dump all that. The Eight of Swords is saying that, you know, we have created some beautiful things and our creativity sparkles, it shines, it's unlike anything a lot of people have ever seen, Aries, but it's up to us to get out of the castle in the mind, to stop being the princess locked in the tower, and to start. We have the Eight of Cups here, another octopus, and I love that there's that sequence of the octopus from the Six of Wands to the octopus here on the Eight of Cups. We're gonna have to make a decision. We know that 8-8 is Lionsgate. And it just speaks to making decisions for our heart and choosing that our heart matters the most, choosing that all of the cups that we've had throughout our life, all of the people who have touched us or caused us to go deep into ourselves, they are worthy of being utilized for production, being utilized for our talents, gifts, skills, breathing underwater, learning to use air, which is thought, to balance out that emotion. And look, it says, going down to touch deep emotions, gathering yourself together. And that what the Eight of Swords is saying, it's time to just, you know, move away from these ideas that were stagnant, even if they were promising with this King of Coins. Like maybe you were cozied up with the King of Coins, but you weren't really doing things for yourself on your own autonomously. You were sort of relying on what they built, their foundation. We have Magdalene meditating retreat. So this card is really interesting, and it's got my wheels a churning from the Magdalene Mystique Oracle. Magdalene would go and meditate in the woods, and the wolves would come around her and protect her. So maybe there's an animal that is one of your animal messengers who offers you a lot of spiritual protection and serenity, and maybe even meditating on that animal and their qualities can be helpful for you. Bernadette King is an animal guide. I've been looking at her blog since probably like high school. I don't know exactly when she published it, but it's been a long time of me checking every animal messenger that's come up for me. And she said that we don't want to tap into the shadow qualities of the animal because it's akin to black magic. So be sure that when you're going into meditation and you're connecting with your animal, you don't want to be launching off into like the darker qualities of that animal, but it's okay to tap into the qualities that keep you balanced, that allow for you to gather yourself, that allow for you to gather courage, momentum, balance. Nine of Earth. See, look, you do have it on your own. Okay, Aries, maybe you have been taking the time to invest in yourself and your healing and your teachings and your gifts, skills, and abilities, your gills, and you've been building up a capacity to take your emotions and put them into production. But this 9 of Earth is saying that you need to really enjoy that work that you've been doing. Slow down and enjoy the luxuries of life, the anointed. Answer the call, leadership, empowerment, soul gives. So my friend, Krista Marie Miller, check her out. She gave me an anointing during the Sun conjunct Jupiter in Taurus back in May. And it was the first time that I felt that expanded. And just, you know, for people to know, I was really kind of addicted to cannabis. I didn't have any other way to deal with my anxiety. It just sort of always went there to where I was like, I only can use this tool and that's all I can use. And having an oil anointing, it just got me to get a lot of roll-on oils. I even found one with a crystal inside. It was amazing. It's called Love. That's the fragrance of it. And it's like, if I can figure out the brand, I'll share it. But essentially, we need to find a new way to balance out our anxiety. And maybe it's like being harsh and critical with ourselves unconsciously can get a little bit of the volume turned up to where we can become conscious of it and start to mediate it with, okay, how does this serve me? Can I move away from that energy? Stormy. So Stormy 21, the sun is going to move to 21 degrees Leo on Mars Day, Tuesday, the 13th of August. And what's so interesting, I have honeycomb calendar, and they said that the moon goes to 30 degrees, which it's interesting because with my inside degrees by Elias Lonzia, I'll read that inside degree for the moon at 30 degrees Scorpio or 0 degrees Sagittarius. The number 3 rules the concept of belief, of even travel with the 3rd house. So moving from Jupiter in the 3rd house, and what will come up for us with this stormy energy and the storm passing, being the eye of the storm, coming into balancing out ourselves when we're in those throes of emotion, when we're in that moment of really being tested. How can we allow for our trials to actually give us triumph and ride the wave, ride the rainbow wave, ride the tumult to really come into a new sense of profound self-awareness, profound like claiming ourselves in the ways that we couldn't be. Ooh, love this. So come Tuesday, the moon, when it enters into Sagittarius from Scorpio, the inside degree is a very dark sky, but no rain. Holding over yourself, karmic matters, the probation of the soul. Intent is all. A karmic dilemma of long standing, an advanced stage of the warrior battling the self. Aries, we are like from the age of Aries. Watch The Prince of Persia with Jake Gyllenhaal and you'll get age of Aries instantly. You'll be like, oh yeah, this is what they used to do. A gloomy foreboding, self-mistrust, holding back at the edge with a heavy heart, with a desperation to break through. Yet you have an eerie capacity for denying yourself what is sought. Inwardly frightened, even terrorized. The imaginative dimension takes charge and death saturates it. There is an anticlimactic feeling when it should have happened, it could have happened, and yet it cannot and will not. Karmic crystallizations of will, nothing truly moving onward until you experience complete surrender, radical self-overcoming. So my left eye started to water up. Maybe someone has a lot of deep sadness that will come into an alchemy and can be used. You see, like, I'm not really crying, but it's like it's coming out, you know, this sadness and this grief that could be ancient, where we couldn't trust ourselves because of that one time when we weren't chosen, we weren't the anointed. We had all these emotional cups that actually weighed us down and they didn't allow us to transmute our emotions. Okay, excuse me. So Stormy is drama straight ahead. Prepare and brace yourself. Conditions are not favorable at this time. Wait the storm out before proceeding. Please don't worry either. The weather can change very quickly. Meditate on this when you want to call in your sea legs to keep you safe and secure through hardship or a stressful period. If you are inquiring about a relationship, please be warned that this situation will bring a lot of upheaval to your path. Proceed with caution. Symbol is ship, a pirate boat on the ocean. just makes its way through a storm only to be headed toward another. So we can either look at that with like this Eight of Swords mentality that came up twice as in I'm stuck with this, or we can come into a state where we feel like there's a natural progression, where we choose to not be stuck with it. Instead of having these Eight of Swords, we dive into the Eight of Cups. We figure out what each sword has represented, what each decision. Maybe you find 8 decisions in your life that you've made recently or that have come up in the past year, because last year we did have a Venus retrograde at 13 degrees Leo. So our heart had to figure out where it belonged in a new way. And I'm just going to wrap up your reading, I almost said Aquarius. So maybe there's an Aquarius that has been at the heart of this matter. Maybe someone who had a Venus in Aquarius, and we are clearing that state. We're cleansing ourselves of that energy. And this is going to allow us to move forward. Aries, have a fantastic week. Let me know what happens in the comments. You know I love to read those comments, and I will see you all in our next reading. Aloha.